Hello students. So today I am going to discuss the determination of band gap of semiconductor by four probe method. Now in this experiment the semiconductor what we will use, that is germanium, and you can see the method which is called the four probe. So basically here we can divide this experiment into parts basically. So the first part, what we will do, we will find out the resistivity of the material. So and from that resistivity we will find the band gap. Okay, so the procedure is not directly measuring the band gap in any method. Here we are measuring the resistivity, and from that resistivity we will measure the band gap. So the working formula of resistivity for any semiconductor is A exponential Eg by 2 kT. So here rho is called the resistivity of the material. A is a constant and generally it is the resistivity at 0 Kelvin. Eg is called the band gap. So band gap, you know the difference between the conduction band and valence band. Conduction band and valence band. So every material has conduction band and valence band. In metal there will be no band gap. In semiconductor the band gap is less, and for insulator the band gap is more. So for germanium the value of the band gap is around 0.7 eV. If you are using silicon then it will be 1.1 eV, around 1 eV. Okay, so today we have to see how you can measure the band gap from this experiment, and in the laboratory you will verify whether you are getting 0.7 eV or not for germanium. Okay, so then if you take ln rho, then it becomes like this. So up to this you can see that the rho, ln rho, is varying with temperature like this. So if I plot a curve like in y axis it is ln rho and in x axis this is 1 by t, then the plot will be something like this. Okay, and from this plot, so this is the linear region, and up to this you can see the linearity is maintained, then the curve, then the line becomes curved. Why it is happening? Because if you increase the temperature, more and more electrons will go to the conduction band, and there will be collision between the electrons, and the resistivity will change, because now it will be following as metallic behavior when the density of electrons will be more in the conduction band. Okay, so that's why it bends. So within this region we have to work, and if you take the slope, so that slope is basically this part Eg by 2k. So from this slope you can find out that what is your band gap. 2k, k is the Boltzmann constant, that is a universal constant. If you use that constant value and this slope, then you can find out the Eg. So this is that working formula. Now how you will find out this rho in the experiment? So basically this is the experimental setup, and here you can see this part, this whatever I have drawn here, this one. So this is this one. So this is your germanium wafer. In the demo I will show you the germanium wafer. So this is the germanium wafer, and it is placed on a platform. So this platform is here non-conducting platform. It can be conducting also. So depending upon that, some change in rho will come up. Okay, we will see that. Now these are the four probes A, B, C, D. You can see this A and D is connected to a constant current supply. So you have to send one constant current through these outer probes, and these two probes are connected to voltmeter. So that's why as we are using four probes here, it is called four probe method. And here you can see why we are doing so, because if we are using two probe methods, two probe means only two probes, like only Ohm's circuit. there will be only 2 probes. But why we are using 4 probe? Because when we are sending this current, you know that the impedance or resistance of a voltmeter is very high. So the current will not go inside this probe through the voltmeter. So the current drop across this voltmeter will be very less. There will be no drop, right? So we will get the accurate voltage drop which is coming due to the flow of the current through the material. Okay, as no current is flowing through this voltmeter, there will be no extra drop that is coming due to conduction of current through the voltmeter. Whole voltage drop, whatever we will get, that is actually getting from the sample itself, from this sample, not from the voltage drop across the voltmeter. That's why the impedance of voltmeter is set to very high value. Okay, also here you can see the contact point is very sharp. You can see when I show the in the demo the probes, they are very sharp. So the contact resistance also here is very less. So these are the advantage of 4 probe method with respect to 2 probe method. Okay. Now here the distance between the probes you can see is uniform, and that is S, and the width of this germanium wafer is W, and in the experiment we are setting that S and W value is like this: S equal to 0.2 centimeter and W equal to 0.05 centimeter. So manufacturer are giving like this. This is the standard value we are setting. Okay. So the distance between the probes here is 0.2 centimeter and width is 0.05 centimeter. Now how we can find out the resistivity? Okay, let's see. So when we are sending the current through this, suppose we are sending I current, this I current will be distributed, and when it will reach here, so suppose it is distributing uniformly, so it maintains a hemispherical form. So the surface area here is 2 pi s square up to this. So it is, if it is the radius, 2 pi s square. So J is the current density, right? Now you know J is sigma E, that is E by rho 0. Sigma is 1 by rho 0. Sigma is the conductivity, rho is the resistivity. And E is basically the electric field, and if the voltage difference between the probes is V, that will be V by S. So now J is I by 2 pi s square that we are putting here, and if we use, we are getting a value rho 0 is V by I into 2 pi s. So what is this rho 0? Rho 0 is the resistivity which is coming from this calculation. And one thing you have to remember, that when we are sending the current, some portion of the current can go to this platform which is here written non-conducting. If it is conducting and current go through this platform, so some current may lose, right? So the resistivity can change. So always there will be a correction factor. So the experimental resistivity will be like this. So if I take, this is the theoretical resistivity, and if you measure the experimentally, there will be a change, and the change is like this. So rho 0 you have to divide by the G7 W by S. So this is a constant, this is a function, and this function is basically like this: 2s by W ln 2, 2s by W ln 2. Okay, so normally if I plot it, so here this will be G7 W by S, and if I vary this S and W, and if you write down W by S, it will be something like this. So for a particular point, it will be like this. So here if you take the ratio, maybe the value will be like this, and you can get it around 5.405, the value will be. So if you change your W by S, then the value will change. Okay? So that correction factor is required if we are using a conducting material here, platform, the platform over which your germanium wafer you are placing. If it is conducting, then this correction factor will be G6, where the plot, G6 plot can be like this. But in our setup, we have non-conducting platform, and we have to do this correction where your form of G7 is 2s by W ln2. How it is coming, that is beyond our discussion. It requires a rigorous calculation. There is some experimental paper is there, so that is beyond our discussion. For the time being, only you remember the form of G7 will be 2s by W ln2. Okay, so this row we have to use here. That means experimentally what you will do, you will send a constant current and you will change the temperature. So this setup will be placed in a oven. You will see when I will show during the demo, the setup will be placed in a oven and you have to heat up the system. Okay, so if you increase the temperature, the voltage drop across the system will be lowered down. If you increase the temperature, voltage will be decreasing. Okay, so then for a constant current V will decrease, and for different temperature you have to find out V and you have to calculate this one. Then after that you have to do this correction. You have to do this correction in the table, and if you calculate ln rho, and if you draw this type of curve, then from the slope you will this is your slope Eg by 2k, and from there you can find out the Eg. So this is the theory of this band gap experiment. I have tried to explain as simple as possible, but the underlying theory in here, whatever correction is there, that is very difficult. I am not going into those details. So this is the theory of this experiment. Now next I will show you how you will do the experiment, the demo of the experiment. So this is the experimental setup of band gap experiment. Now here this is the oven, and inside the oven you can see there are, so this is a non-conducting platform, and on the non-conducting platform here this is the germanium wafer you can see, and there are 4 probes. Okay, and we have to keep it within the oven because we will heat up this semiconductor. Now here you on the system. Now here you can see this is a knob. If this knob is in this direction, it is showing the current. So the current we are setting around 5 milliampere. Now it is showing 4.96. When you do the experiment, you try to set at around 5 milliampere. Then if you do so, it will show you the voltage drop across the semiconductor. Okay, so you can see the wafer is like this, and inside these 2 probes it is connected to voltmeter, and outside these 2 probes it is connected to current source. So I told that here you have to set the current around 5 milliampere, and the voltage drop across this we are getting around 47.8 millivolt at this room temperature. And here the voltage is actually showing into 10, means here it is into 10, so this is 478 millivolt. So if it is so, it is not showing, that's why we have to set this knob in multiplication of 10, so that is 478 millivolt. Okay, now in this panel you can see it is the oven, it is connected to here. So here there is one low and high, so always we will set it in low side. Okay, because if I so you can see here, if I do this, is now the oven is on, so it is in low side, so that means the temperature, so here this is the thermometer, you have to put it here. So it is in low side means the rate of increase of temperature will be low, and we have to set at low side, because if you set it high side, temperature will increase very fast, you cannot write down the data. So what we have to do, you can see the current is fixed around 4.96 and we have to write down the voltage at different temperature. Now in the table you write down all the temperature up to 100 degree centigrade within 2 degree interval or 3 degree interval. Then you have to write down the voltage. You can see it is around, now the temperature I can see here, this is around, so this is 30, now this is around 34. So if the temperature increases, you will see that the voltage is decreasing. So the starting voltage was around 478 millivolt, now it is decreasing. You can see temperature is increasing and voltage will decrease. So in this way you have to collect all the voltage up to 100 degree centigrade, maximum 120 degree centigrade, not more than that. Okay, so this is our band gap experimental setup, and theory already I have discussed, by which you can find out the band gap of this germanium semiconductor. Okay, thank you.